Alright, I'm going to attempt to show you how this water purification system works. The solar panel is here to keep the battery charged up. And that's its sole purpose, is just keep a 12-volt battery charged up. And what I've got here is water to simulate something that I would have taken out of the river, or in the case where we're going, up in Rajan, it would come out of the Pila. And it requires just ordinary table salt. The cap is equal to a teaspoon, and this is a pre-marked bottle that's going to have 16 ounces in it. And so for 16 ounces it takes 2 tablespoons of salt. We'll put 2 tablespoons of salt in there, ordinary table salt. Add that in. The water that you collected, you would like to sift out any of the fines that might be in the water, but so this is the water that's collected. You dump that in up to the 16 ounce mark, and on this bottle, in this case, it happens to be, I poured a little bit too much in. Just salt water, that's all this is, to the top of that label. Shake it up. Now we have our salt brine solution, and now we connect our generator. No moving parts. All it does is send an electrical current through some type of a membrane that's inside this little magic box. And so you connect the black to the black, or the negative, and the red to the red, which is positive. And this is now energized. It can't give you a shock or anything like that. You could submerge it in water if you would want to. And so now you take your salt brine solution. It's threaded in here so that you can thread a bottle right into it. You screw the bottle onto the bottom of our chlorine generator. And simply turn it upside down, and the water is now filtering out of here and going through the membrane and coming out as chlorine. Some genius thought of this, and what an awesome idea that people all around the world that are starving for water, or clean water I should say, can do this to any water and leave it sit for an hour and they can drink it. So it goes through, takes a little while to go through the bottle. I don't know if you can see the tiny little stream. The stream is about the size of a pencil that's coming out of there. I can smell the chlorine. Yep, it smells like bleach right now. Now you dare not drink this. This ends up being chlorine now, which is in this bottle, and this is already typed in Spanish on there. It says chlorine mixture, do not drink. And on here it says to add 10 drops or 2 cc's per gallon of water to purify it. That's how much that will take. So the idea is here, to shorten the length of the video, is that bottle has now been drained into there. We now have chlorine, but this should go through 4 times. So now we take the chlorine water, chlorinated water here, screw that back on, and we're going to dump it back through. This process should be done 4 times. Each time it goes through there, it strengthens the chlorine. Yeah, now I definitely can smell the chlorine that came out of there. So as it filters back through, on the fourth pass through, all of this water will be in the bottle labeled chlorine, do not drink. This bottle here is labeled saltwater solution, and it's got the directions labeled on there, exactly telling you exactly what I'm doing here right now. So just for purposes of speeding this up, I'm only going to go through this. This is going to be the last time I'm going to do it, and we'll check the parts per million of chlorine in this bottle. Now, mind you, we're going to have 16 ounces of chlorine that can treat, this is enough to treat 1,000 gallons of water, just one bottle. probably more than that. I don't know the exact math, but it takes 10 drops or 2 cc's. We use a syringe here. We can draw up 2 cc's of liquid out of the chlorine, add that to 1 gallon of water, leave it sit. For 2 reasons you leave it sit. One is to kill all the bacteria that's in the water. Number 2 is to let some of that chlorine dissipate out of the water so you're not drinking that chlorine. You would not want to drink the straight chlorine. So, anyways, this would go through there 2 more times, but right now we do have chlorine in here. And so, just for test purposes, I'm going to drop a little bit in this cap right here. These are test strips that are also going to go along. Pull out one of the test strips. Dunk it in the water for 30 seconds, it says. I'm going to put the cover back on. There's a scale right in the side here that it's a color chart, if any of you have ever played with litmus paper. And you hold it up and match the colors. So right now we used already pure well water here at my house, but we're well over 10 parts per million chlorine. So that's very strong chlorine right now. Too strong to drink. And so this, you'd have to sit out for longer than an hour, but eventually that chlorine will dissipate out of there and make that drinking water. So there you have it.